When we tend to think about Valentine's Day, we tend to think of it as celebration of love. But for many women of purpose, it could be a time that's filled with loneliness and even a time of tension in our relationships. And I say that is because it's not that you don't love your spouse, you are committed to the relationship, but when you try to talk to them about what God has placed within you, the growth, the vision, the calling, many times your spouse may not see it. And sometimes that feels like rejection, and that rejection, well, it hurts. And it's not that he's resisting your calling, he just doesn't understand it. And he's afraid of what your growth might change in the relationship, because growth is shifts dynamic. Your confidence, well, it's going to change things in the relationship. And that change can feel threatening to him, even if it's a healthy change. So I want you to understand where he's coming from. So, what can show up? It could be dismissiveness on his part, silence on his part, even minimizing what God has called you to do. Again, it's not because he hates you, but because your growth is disrupting his comfort. I'm not saying it's right, but I want you to understand his point of view. I don't want you to shrink to protect his insecurity, but I also want you to understand that you can't have resentment in your heart. So you've got to communicate honestly. And I want you to let God to mature the both of you, because your calling did start in your marriage. It started with God. So my sister, I want you to ask God to work in your marriage or your relationship as you stay obedient in bringing forth what he's placed within you. Okay? All right, take care and be blessed.